Excuse my wet hair. Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about making your own cushion compact. Now if you follow makeup trends at all, you're probably well familiar with what a cushion compact is. It's a little container that houses BB cream, foundation, but they also make blush and color correcting versions now. But basically it's an all-in-one kit that lets you apply makeup really quickly and easily. And it's very convenient. So the companies that make the best cushion compacts, in my opinion, are still Korean companies. I mean, that's where the trend originated, and those are the companies that are innovating the most. But there are a couple of problems with the cushion compacts that Korean companies tend to make. Now, I'm not sure if it's because of the colorism in South Korea or whatever issue there is with the market, but it can be very difficult for people to find the right shade that really matches their skin tone. And it's hard even for me as an East Asian woman, who's not considered dark for an East Asian, to find the correct color, let alone other women of color. I think the DIY cushion compact that I'm going to talk about today is a great fix for that issue in particular. As you can see, I'm wearing eye makeup and a little bit of lip but not face makeup, and I have pretty sensitive skin that is particularly sensitive to a lot of sunscreen products. And when you're buying products, it's very hard to, if you're a lay person, it's very hard to read the ingredients list and know whether or not something's going to break you out. So it can be very costly to test out a lot of different cushion compact formulations before you find the one that works for you. With a DIY cushion compact, you can put your favorite foundation or BB cream or whatever, something that already works with your skin and is a perfect shade match. You can just put that directly into the compact. So that takes care of issue number 2. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Here I have a little compact that I got off of Amazon for like $10 or something. It's very affordable. And they come in a couple of different varieties. I got this black one because I like how sleek and small it looks. Most Korean road shop companies like the Face Shop, Etude House, what have you, they'll sell replacement puffs if you don't like the one that this comes with. It has the little door that opens up, and as you can see, the sponge here is completely, white. There's no product yet. So what we're going to do is fill up this case with the product that works for us. So for me, that's going to be my NARS Sheer Glow Foundation in Santa Fe. This formula really works with my skin. It doesn't break me out, and it's very lightweight. I like the coverage that it gives. It's very buildable and hydrating, and NARS is really pretty good about having a lot of different shades to choose from. So the third issue that this is going to address is the faulty packaging of my original foundation. I don't know if you saw in my strawberries and chocolate makeup tutorial, but it was a real pain to open this and get the product out. It just, oops, there's a hair. It comes in this very sort of clunky bottle, and then the opening is just open like that. There is a pump that you can buy, but it's another $6 or $7 on top of the cost of the product, and in the end, it feels pretty wasteful. I also don't like carrying around a beauty blender, even though it is a very multi-purpose tool. I don't like having it rolling around in my makeup bag. I like things to be sort of self-contained. So having my makeup or my foundation in a cushion compact is a nice way to keep everything closed up, and it just feels more sanitary to me, especially for when you're traveling, which I will be doing a lot of this summer. So to make your cushion compact, it's actually very simple. You will just need your empty compact, your foundation, and a couple of Q-tips. So what you'll want to do is just pop open this, set aside the puff for now so that it doesn't get dirty or fall on the floor on accident. There are 2 ways that you can do this. So not sure if you can see, but there is a plastic sort of rim around the sponge here that you can pop off if you'd like. That keeps things slightly cleaner, but it's also sort of unwieldy to remove. Takes a bit of elbow grease, so I'm not going to do it that way because I'm lazy. What I'm going to do is just pinch the sponge very gently and slowly just lift it away from the well. like so. Now this particular compact doesn't have a very deep well for product, so you'll probably have to refill it, a number of times as you use it, but the convenience factor alone makes it worth that to me. My actual camera died, so I had to switch over to my phone. Okay, so where were we? I was saying I got this one off of Amazon, but there are a couple of Korean road shop companies such as the Face Shop or Etude House that make replacement parts like these sponges or the puffs. I think the only Korean brand I've come across that has these actual empty cases is the brand called Pure, something like that. So back to making the actual compact. Once we've removed the sponge part, the well is, now empty. So let's set aside the sponge. And we're just gonna take our products, add that up, and just go ahead and dump it into the well. I've seen a couple of tutorials where people mix in certain things like SPF or a bit of liquid highlighter, stuff like that. I'm not a huge proponent of that just because, these formulas were mixed by a professional chemist and that I am not. So I don't really want to go messing with the formulation, especially when it comes to things like SPF or you just never know how ingredients are going to mix if you're not a professional. So this formula works super well, so why tamper with it, right? So I'm just gonna take this and plop it in. That's gonna, these hairs are everywhere. That's gonna use about, like a fourth of the bottle, not too much product. And we wanna pick up our sponge again, and you can see the product in there is just sort of a puddle. So, the other thing is, obviously you want to use a quite liquid formula for this, otherwise it's not going to saturate the sponge properly and it'll be hard to pick up, and you'll probably end up wasting a lot of product. So now that we've done that, we just want to pop the sponge back in there gently. And here's where your Q-tips can come in handy. Not only will you be pushing down the edges of the sponge back into place, but you'll also be sort of pressing down on it so that the sponge will properly saturate. This part's pretty stress relieving if you want to just go at it. Okay, so as you can see, I've pressed down on most areas of the sponge, and what we're going to do now is actually just gently lift it out so that the actual saturated side will face up. So turn it over and just using the Q-tip, push it back into place. There's going to be a bit of product spillover. You could just clean that up. Just clean it up using the Q-tip. Or just leave it. It's just for your own use, right? Nobody's going to see. And there you have it. The other thing is, if you don't want to deal with turning the sponge over, you can just stop at the Q-tip pressing part, close it up, and then flip it upside down, and wow, there I am. Wait, where is it? Cameraception. Okay. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if you don't want to deal with touching the saturated sponge and flipping it over, you can just stop at the Q-tip pressing part, and then close everything up, and then flip it upside down so that the foundation or whatever can slowly seep through the sponge overnight. But I'm very impatient and lazy, so here we have it. So now you just close it up, throw away your Q-tips, pick up the sponge, or the puff rather. Just getting my terms mixed up. I actually quite like the puff that it comes with. It's very basic, but it actually works pretty well. I'll probably get a replacement from like an actual beauty brand, but yeah, so this is actually ready to use. So the great thing, the basics of a cushion compact are that you just get the right amount of product, all that you need. So a light press gives you, just a little bit of product, and this sponge or this puff is going to absorb less product than the beauty blender or equivalent sponges. So there's actually a little bit less waste of product. So just try it on my bare face and see how it goes. And as you apply, you can turn the puff on its side, and you should probably use the blade part of it, like this part, to get in those crevices of your nose and everything. I watched this video featuring Wayne Goss, that makeup artist, and he was talking about how to avoid a cakey look, you should be working your makeup in for like 10 minutes. Isn't that such a long time? I don't have 10 minutes every morning. I can't even be bothered to like get out my beauty blender, which is why I'm making this compact for myself. And my skin actually still looks like my skin and not some like white ghost face situation. Today I went to the face shop and actually looked at all of the cushion compacts they had to see if there was one that I could potentially try out, but all of them had like SPF 50 with like mystery ingredients, and they only had 2 shades. I mean, Korean women come in way more than 2 shades, let alone the broader market that I assume they're trying to go for, since it's a face shop located in the US. But I mean, I'm not trying to shade the face shop, I guess, but it's just weird, People come in more tones than light beige and natural beige. Thanks for watching.